that this country, Nigeria, is built on a faulty foundation, and something has to be done, and fastly too, to ensure that the house does not give in or collapse. We have spoken about the need to restructure this country so that the component parts can breathe. We have identified the fact that the present federal system of government being run is skewed and favors one section of the country to the detriment of the others. We have also looked at the monkey they walk baboon they chop attitude of the present system, where those who contribute next to nothing to the federation account get more than those who contribute mostly into the income of the federation. We have looked at the incongruity of the present component states of the federation, depending on the federal government for their monthly subvention, as it were, a kind of feeding bottle arrangement. We have equally looked at how our diversities and dichotomies have militated against becoming a united Nigeria. Also, we have talked about the fact that, as opposed to what our leaders say, the unity of this country is indeed negotiable. That is, it is now time for us to jointly decide what political structure and system we want for Nigeria.
One particular tribe repressing the whole of us. The next thing he should do, tell him if you know him, is to restructure this country. Nigeria is a fraud. What's a department? The operation department of Central Bank to be moved back to Lagos, where you have 99% of the headquarters of bank. The North is agitated. Don't take Abuja back to Lagos. They don't care. If you all become beggars, it's okay for their oligarchic mentality. I talk like no other pastor talk. I talk like no other pastor talk. Because I have seen into governance, I have seen into the church. And I know where the problem is in this country. Are you hearing me? They may not like what I'm saying, but they cannot dispute the truth. This country cannot go on like this. Okay, I was talking about those who migrated. I don't blame those that want to japa. You know, initially I was saying don't japa. Do you hear me say that again? Japa if you want to japa. Because you look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No. Something must happen. I have always believed that something must happen. Do you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern itself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must we generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the North? Why must we generate IGR here, or the VATs, and take it to the North? That generate nothing. The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what give us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money. Fraud.
Federation in which one part of the country can take all decisions in spite of what the other state is an unstable federation. And in fact, it's not, properly speaking, a federation. The second reason why the 1954 Constitution was also not a federal constitution because it cannot work is that Preston King, one of the experts in federalism, argued that a country in which one part of it, one dominant part of it, is more monarchical than democratic, definitely federation will not work. It will not work because a monarchy is a centralizing institution.
The problem of Nigeria is foundation. And when you look at it, really, structurally, we will be unable to solve it. Why is it that our yesterday is better than our today? Why is it that our best time is yesterday? Why is it that today is not better than yesterday? Why is it that tomorrow we are not sure will be better than today? Why is it that we go out of family mothers into prodigal sons and daughters? Why at least not be able to produce a gun as eminent as Michael Obama? Why? Why has the servant not been able to produce? And I will know it. Why have we not failed to produce a humble The golden voice of Africa, why have we failed? Why have we failed? And looking at why we have failed, we'll be looking at how we can get out of the rut. Why is it that in Nigeria, you call a bricklayer to build a fence for you? The fence collapses. You want to rebuild the fence, you will bring the same bricklayer. Why do you do that? Why do you recycle the same people? Who says that we plug the political circuit of this country was far as 1960? Why are we behaving like Michael's father in Spain? Safe son, safe son, who are originality? Why are we not improving? Why are we suffering from mental poverty? You go to churches, the farmers are getting poorer. You go to house, the YCs are getting poorer. You go to the university, the teachings are getting poorer.
As a people, we have a lot of questions on issues of fairness, equity, and justice. We have issues on inclusivity of all nations as a people with their respect accorded to them. We must also agree that Nigeria actually needs a total overhaul, which this report is all about. Representing my president, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask this question. Between 1995 and now, when Ken Saro-Wiwa was hanged and 8 others of the Yoruba people, to what extent have we pushed for their exoneration? This is one key issue that I think this gathering should think about.
There is question about our identity. There is question about our unity. There is question about our relationships. Who are you? You need to answer that question. We've not really identified ourselves as being one. And cultural diversities is everything. Okay. In those days, there was one North, one destiny. I hope you know that time. One nation, one destiny. It became one nation, one destiny. Immediately, the war started. It became no nation, no destiny. We have no destiny if we do not have a nation of our own. So what they call one nation, one destiny became no nation, no destiny. You go to a particular town. Okay, in Ibadan. I can easily tell you where Hausas live. Just like you get to Kaduna. If you get to Kaduna, I can always tell you where Yorubas live. Yes. Is it that we have not fused? No, this fusion goes beyond just living together. We have to accept the fact that there is something in you that is in my benefit that I need. And you must identify that it's not in your interest to harm me. But for now, if you like, die. In fact, I can kill you. That's what people are doing. So the national question is real.
But one issue,
you need a national identity.
But when you see Nigerians outside the country, they see themselves as Nigerians. But within the country, that is where you begin to take note of this dichotomy.
Do I shock you? It's even worse outside. Whether you believe it or not, occasionally I travel. They have Igbo Union in Texas. They have Yoruba Union in Texas. They have Hausa Union in Texas. It's even worse. It's easier for me to relate with a Fulani man that is in Sabo here than a Fulani man that we won't even visit. You know, that place is even worse because no interaction. You're on your own. The fact is this. Go to South Africa and you will see how divided Nigeria is. So we need to get to terms with the fact that we must consciously sit down to say, how do we relate? How can I trust you? You see, when I said somebody will not greet you, it's because he can't trust you. What I want to discuss with you, the level of trust deficit in Nigeria, inter-ethnic distrust, is so huge that
if Makinde should bring forward, Makinde is the governor of Oyo State. If he should bring forward a particular policy now, without reading the details of that policy, the fact is, this man is Yoruba. He must have written something that is against Hausa. You already assume. I read what Shehu Sani said a while ago. They were talking about tax reform. Shehu Sani said, when he read the first comments, he decided to go and get the bill. He got the bill, sat down, read it, and the person that made the comment that made him say that, he called him and said, take, this is the bill. Kindly show me where what you said is in this bill. And the guy was looking at him and said, no, somebody said he read. Now, the fact is, immediately it is Tinubu that did it. No, Igbo man must oppose. Hausa man must oppose. If it is during the days of Buhari, once Buhari put something forward, it's because he is Fulani. He hates Yoruba. No, he hates Igbo. He hates Kanuri. How long can we live together without an iota of trust? There is need for us to talk. See, the idea is this. We are not the only one. We are not the only country that is having multiple ethnicity. I'm sure you are aware, at a particular time, United States of America went to war. There was civil war there. I've always been talking about Switzerland. Switzerland went to war. They were fighting each other like in fact, their own was that they even demarcate their names.
We've had our own war.
No, the idea really is this. The way we are marched together is part of the problem. Switzerland was just 3 countries. Right? They fought. Eventually, it became one. Right? About 60% of Switzerland is Germans. But it doesn't make any difference. They were able to live together. But they negotiated. That's where I'm going. In America, 1778, they went to Philadelphia to sit down to say, yes, look, why all this acrimony? And they came together to form a union. They formed America. America did not form them. The same thing happened in India. So we are not the only one. The problem we are having is that somehow we've not been able to really sit down. We don't need to go to war. You know, we did not fight to get independence. Right? We were talking everywhere. Shouting, newspaper articles, radio debate. We can still do that if our forefathers were wise enough to know how to chase Britain away. We can still do that. There is nothing like a particular tribe doing something. Let me shock you. There is no single tribe, no single ethnic group in Nigeria that is bigger in reality than Yoruba.
Really? Even the North?
That's the truth.
That's the basic truth.
North is not a single ethnic group.
I'm happy you are using the right word. The impression.
But that's not the landmass.
How do you equate
occupied by ethnic groups?
How do you equate landmass with a single entity? No,
you just said
in what you call North, yes, for instance. Yes. I'm not sure if you won't count up to 350 major ethnic groups
in the North.
In the North,
the TVs, the Biroms.
You have the thieves there. Mm-hmm. What you call North, you even have Yorubas there. Are you dancing that?
Not at all. When you look at Kogi, Kwara, these are not
right
states.
Now, are you telling me the man in Niger State, is an Hausa man? These are Tapa people. They are Kanuris.
They always go the same way.
That's what you think. The man that was talking there, I'm not the one that spoke for him. And I think you were at that meeting. You saw some people couldn't sit. The way the man was talking. There was heat. I don't know where the heat was coming from. In the chair, some people sat on. They were just moving. The truth is this: we all need to sit down. Have you heard of Northern Middle Belt Forum before? When they said North is one, I'm talking of just about a month ago. The truth is, I love the word you use. Impression.
Imagination.
Is what you imagine. Right? And even if they are that big, 65%, 60-something percent of what we call Singapore, Switzerland, are Germans. So yes, they are not able to, the Romans that are there, I'm not sure if they are more than 1%. You can't oppress them. They agree. If you are to live together, these are the terms.
And so the TRG will want all these ethnic nationalities, as many as we have in Nigeria, to sit down, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Everyone sitting down, but let Ibadans sit down with yours. You don't need, the man in Meduguri does not necessarily need to come and sit down with me and say you want to live with me. There are people that will be born and they will perish in Ibadan. They will never cross the river Niger.
Vicky, look at Canada.
Yes, okay, that's good. Quebec.
You have the British, you have the French.
Yes.
How have they been able to manage that we cannot as a people?
Exactly what we are saying. They sat down. It became a reality that, look, I'm aware you are married. And I'm sure there will be an occasion that you will have, why do you put this water here? Right? You have to understand my weakness. Right? Maybe we can even say, shout at each other, why not? So, the French, the Englishman from Britain, they came together and Quebec said, nobody speaking English around here. We are French. And it was allowed. Right? In their assembly and everything, they speak French.
Yet they are Canadians.
Yes, they are Canadians. So you will find two Canadians seated beside each other and they don't speak the same language.
You listen to that. I think it has gotten to the point where the Northerners know that we are not going to tolerate this nonsense again. Do you understand? So the unity of Nigeria is indeed negotiable. And this is a time when other regions will wake up, realize that the Northerners has been cheating us all this while. You see, and they are not going to take it again, right? They have been cheated for many years now, but this time they have woken up. They are not going to take it again. You see, even the time is now. Divide this country, revolution, or regionalize this country. Those two things. That is just it. Because when we say we are one Nigeria, I said this before. We are just one Nigeria by the name Nigeria. We are not one. We can never be one in this country. If truly we want to move forward, if truly we want this country to move forward to get better, this country is not going to work under one leadership, under one Nigeria. It's not going to work. And we can all see all indications it's not working. Things are not working because we are so divided. The names Nigeria, yes, but for every other things you could think of in terms of religions, we are divided. In fact, everything you could think of, cultural differences, everything you could think of, we are so divided. So with this division, we are not going to, the country is not going to work. The country is not going to work. Even if they sat down to say they want to discuss the future of this country, discussing the future of this country, not to discuss to make it one Nigeria, because there is no way you are going to convince people from the north for them to have the same mind to live together with people from the south, people from the east, and it's not going to work. The hatred, tribalistic, everything you could think of, no, because the northerners, they feel that, when you feel you are more superior than other because of the numbers. Yes, in terms of the number, the landmarks, they are bigger than other regions. And that is why that's what is deceiving them. You guys, in terms of landmarks, you are bigger than the others. But in terms of GDP contribution to this country, you guys are nowhere compared to people from the south. You guys have all the land, but all the arable lands from the north is not being cultivated, nothing. They're not doing anything with it. That's what Peter Obi will say. The north alone can feed Nigeria, but they are not doing anything with it. So let us go. Let these people manage their insecurity by themselves. Give everything so that everybody have access to the resources they are generating. They can manage it, make use of it judiciously. Do you understand? So with this idea of forcing us to be together as one Nigeria is not going to work. It could only take time for us to get this country divided or regionalized this country. Other than that, we can only be here talking until our children will come and start talking the same thing and start giving history again. It's not going to work under one government, under one leadership, one president. It's not going to work. No, because we don't trust each other. When you don't trust, you don't have trust from somebody from the north, somebody from the east, somebody from the south. How do you live together? Even you can't live together with somebody in your house when you do not trust. There's no iota of trust, of respect for one another. We're not going to work. It can only be quarrel every time. Do you understand? So with this, I think division is indeed what this country need to, if at all the country is going to work again, division or regionalize this country, so that every region have access to their resources that they are generating, so that they will not feel cheated again by other regions. Go and face your problem. Go and manage your resources. Go and make use of your resources. Go and secure your border. Go and take care of the insecurity in your place. Simple as that. Anyways, what do you think? Please leave your comment. Please, I'll be your guy now. Share, like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Hit the notification button after subscribing so that you get to see your date like this next time. Ayana, thank you.